Hello everyone! Today we meet for the new video. I hope you're gonna like it. So today we are reviewing the M48 Patton. I think many of you already knows this tank. So it's the brand new Tier 10 of the American mediums. So basically it's the tank you get after the E8, the T20, then the Pershing. The Chennai is the M46 pattern, and so this tank is a bit technical. And then when you finish this kind of hard grind, you finally get the M48 pattern. So in this branch, for me the tanks really worth it are like the E8, the tier 6 is fine, it's okay, it's a very good tank to learn doing like hull down and playing mediums. Then the Pershing, the tier 8, got buffed 2 times in the last updates, so it's beginning to be an interesting tank to play and to have in the garage. And then you got the M46 pattern that is a quite difficult tank to play due to the fact it doesn't have any armor. And then you finally get the M48 pattern that is a tank really good compared to the everyone that is in the line, in the branch. So I show you quickly the legendary camouflages. I really like legendary camouflages. I'm a kind of a collectioner of them. As you can see, lucky forward, because if you get the back of the tank, no matters, you're gonna get pen, and you're gonna get pen full damage with HE by pretty much everything in front of you. So yeah, I like almost all the American tanks. You don't have armor on the side and on the rear of the tank. But what is interesting really in this tank is like to see in first the way I'm equipping it. So basically I take the universal kit, repair kit. So it's the most important thing. Don't remember that this kit needs like 1 minute and a half to reload, so use it with caution. Then I take the reparation kit in order to not be perma-tracked, because the tank is a bit sluggish, and so you need to be ready to repair 2 times your tracks or your modules, because if you don't do, you're gonna be crushed very quick. So this second one is for me preferential than the speed boost. That for me is not the most useful for this tank. And for the last one, of course, I take adrenaline, because it increases your DPM, so it's worth it. For the provisions, I take the 10% of the crew, of course, the 10% of the engine boost, and then I prefer to have 3% more of crew skills, because it's always that you gain in the game. It's always a bit more reload, a bit more accuracy, and everything. So I always take that. For the ammunitions, like you see, it's a bit standard. I take a lot of normal ammunition, APCR. So APCR, girls, remember that this ammunition goes very quick. It's like almost 1 kilometer per second, so it's the quickest ammunition in the game. But this ammunition is losing a lot of penetration with distance. Remember that, guys. And that's why after that I always take some hit. The hit penetration is okay. The damage is standard, it's like 300, so it's okay. You're gonna have enough penetration for almost everything. It's just some very heavily armored tanks gonna make you struggle with that. And to finish, very important, the HE. So the HE has a good penetration, and remember that the HE has alpha of 444 440 hit points. Sorry guys, it was a bit difficult to find my words. So remember, the HE has a very good damage. You have a heavy damage on the medium with the HE, but remember that the hit and the HE don't go through anything. If you get some bugs or some obstacles in front of you, it's not gonna go through. So if you need to shoot through some things, it's better to go with the APCR. The APCR penetration, by the way, is very comfortable with 255 millimeters with the standard equipment. For the rest, I'm gonna show you quickly the equipments. So for the equipments, it's a bit standard because on the medium I never use the enhanced penetration because I prefer to have some DPM. So I use the rammer because the rammer is very useful. You got more DPM, you almost gain like half of a second of reload. And for the rest, I use the Vitality. In the Vitality, I use defense system because it allows me to get the crew and the modules a bit safer. And then I'm playing a medium, so the most important thing is like having a better view range. So I prefer to get a better view range. It's very important because as a medium you have to be the eyes of your team. So choose the left equipment for this one is very important. For the rest, the upgraded I don't get my words. The upgraded IM system that makes you IM quickly. It's very important. I prefer to get a better armor because the turret armor is very good. So I prefer take a better armor. And for the mobility, I used to take many of times the better acceleration of the engine because it allows you to get better acceleration and a bit more like horsepowers. For the last level of equipments, I take the vertical stabilizer because it allows me to have a way better stabilization when shooting on movements, and it's very important because in the medium you are often shooting on movements. So for the rest, it's classical. I used to take the tool that allows you to repair all the elements 30% quicker because it's like in general I prefer that than just the tracks, and 30% more in the consumables time. It allows you to put maybe at least one, maybe two shots more. So it's pretty useful for a medium with a good DPM. So now for the main stats, as you can see, you have a very good turret. The turret is very good. For the rest, you hull, and for the sides and the rear, as I told you previously, you have almost no armor in that. So don't count of that. Don't do side scraping with this tank because you're gonna be crushed very quick. So use really your turret armor. This is really the main characteristic you have to use with these tanks. You have to play it with hulldown. In hulldown, using this turret armor. As I told you, like the damages of the gun is pretty standard. Just the HE is pretty good with 440 hit points of damage. The dispersion is it's good, it's enough. I mean, it's not very good, but it's standard, you know, it's enough to do the job, and you have a very good depression of the gun. It's very important. It's 9 degrees, and we're gonna see a bit later the gun depression and the good turret armor are the main two to strength of the tank, and you have to play with them. So for the rest, as I told you, the tank is a bit sluggish, so it's 48 kilometers at the most, but you're gonna be more or less at the 40 kilometers per hour, so it's okay, but this is not really crazy. So now we are on the first replay. As you can see, we are playing in this map. So as every map, it's more or less the same. The EVs are going to the town, and the mediums, I'm the only one medium, and as you can see, there is no other quick tanks in front of me, so I'm gonna take this advantage to try to spot and to do some crossfire. So crossfire today is one of the new things I want to talk about, because it's very, very important. First thing, I'm the eyes of the team, as I told you, so I'm here to spot, I'm here to see what is going on in that flank. And now I spot, and I got some crossfire shoots in the enemies. What I do is like just staying in my position. As you can see, I'm not rushing, I'm not going further. As you can see, in that bush, I'm not spotted. So I'm just working a bit, I missed that shot. And as you can see, the EVs in front are very, very in a bad position, because they are like stuck between my EVs in town and me. So guys, the crossfire, very, very important. They can't do nothing. They can't do nothing because you can't just basically you can't turn your turret in two sides at the same moment. So as you can see, I'm working here on the EVs, I'm not spotted, and so I'm allowing my team to have some shots in them, and now that I don't have more shots, I'm pushing a bit in order to spot the TDs, because the TDs are at the back, they have 3 TDs, so I spot the 2 TDs, one is already a low HP, and the other one, as you can see, is backing because I spot him. So while he's turned in front of me, he can't do damage to my teammates. So it's very important, because as you can see now, I'm making them focusing on me, and while they are focusing on me, my team can't take shots on them too. As you can see, I played hulldown, so I bounced the first shot of the Ori that has a very, very good penetration. It has a 183 penetration with the AP. And the second one, I got it because I showed my hull. So now I'm going back to hulldown, you see, using just my turret, boom, one more. And he just can't do nothing because he's crossfired, it bounces again. I put another shot in the low plates. And as you can see, the other EVs, the enemies EVs played well because they saw that I was on the TDs, so they decided to push, and that allowed them to kill a lot of my teammates. Here it's an important shot because I finished the 183. Is one shot. Always guys finish the one shot, because one gun with 1 HP, it's one gun. Especially when it's a 183 gun. So I got the bounce 2 of the 183, pretty lucky here, but I have plenty hit points, and now we just have to finish the job. So I bounce this one, I'm gonna take one, but I don't care. I put one hit in the hole, and it's almost finished. But in the same time, the T95 E6 finished one of my tanks, so we are 2 versus 1. I put one. He can put me. He put in me a very, very nice shot on the move. It was a very, very nice shot, but now he's completely stuck because my other ally is a full HP. So now I just have to wait a bit, put one more shot, and the job is done. So as you can see, guys, spots very important, crossfire very, very important, and especially that is for all meds. But for this tank, just have to add the hold down position. As you use your turret 100%, and you're gonna get a lot of bounces, and it's very, very, it's the better way to play this tank. It's the most effective way to play this tank. So here we are. So it was a nice battle, some kills, a lot of damage, And more importantly, there is some battles that you just gonna spot a lot of enemies and not necessarily do a lot of damage, but the most important thing is spotting the enemies and doing your job of medium. Now we are watching a bit on Armor Inspector, guys. If you don't have this application or if you don't know this application, you can have it on the phone, and you can have it on the internet computer too. So it's free. You have some modules you can unlock for a bit of money, but honestly, it's very interesting because, as you can see, you have the complete shadow of you have the complete armor profile of every tank, and it's updated every month with all the updates on Blitz. So it's a very good website or application to have. As you can see here, the hull, the upper part of the hull is all the hull is very low armored, and as you can see, the turret armor is way better armored. So you have a huge gun mantlet that is impenetrable even with gold shells. And now we are focusing on the upper part of the hull. So you see there is a bit of armor, but it's not gonna make, you may be gonna make bounce some lights or some mediums, but it's not gonna be enough to making bounce TDs or EVs in front of you, even if they are with the standard ammunition. So don't count of your hull to make it bounce. And the lower part of the hull has almost every tank in the game. It's a big weak point. So the lower part in the hull, you're not gonna make bounce nothing, absolutely nothing. The most interesting part, guys, is right now it's about the turret armor. As you can see, you have the turret cheeks are pretty strong, and yeah, don't forget, if you are in front of the M48 Patton, you are like in front hug. Don't hesitate to shoot to the turret ring because it's very low armored. For the rest, you have the hatch that is pretty less armored than the rest of the turrets. But as you can see, the hatch is not very good, is not very big, so you can imagine this tank moving and being farther, and it's very hard to have it. So as you can see, the very important thing is to use your turrets, because all the turrets is very interesting in the point of view of armor profile. Now we're gonna check a bit about the gun. That means that with this kind of armor, and that means good turret armor, you have to play with your depression. So you have 9 degrees of gun depression, that is a lot. And now you can see the profile of the tank when you are using these 9 degrees. So you can imagine here there is some hill or something. And so watch the hatch, guys. Watch the hatch. So see now the profile of the hatch is very hard to get because it's very small parts. And as you can see, you are in this position, you are artificially increasing the armor of your turret. So it's very interesting. In this position of hull down using the 9 degrees of gun depression, you are just a beast. As the legendary camo said, M48 Patton beast. This is the position to get really the best results. So don't hesitate, guys. Hull down, gun depression, and this tank is gonna make miracles. That makes us to come to the last game. So this is the last game. As you can see, I'm playing in the med side as always. There is 2 meds in front. We are 2 meds, and I see that I'm the only med going this way. So I decided to go spotting, but I mean like safe spotting, because I'm gonna take a position in order to be able to really back up to my team very quick if the enemy team decided to come on this way. And so this is what I do. And as you can see, we spot at the middle, and again crossfire because there is my team at the middle, and in this position I can very easily hide my hull and really take profit of my good gun, my good penetration. And the STB, as you can see, the other STB in front saw the danger I was representing, but he got completely focused, and when he arrived to me, is just like almost dead. So I will take the kill. I don't care. I'm gonna take one shot, but it's really worth it to get some tier 10 medium out in the game at the beginning of the game. So now I back a bit. I have another shot of the E100, and as you can see, this is pretty much the same. I told you the whole review. So hull down, crossfire, and that's it, guys. This is the only way and the good way to play it. I took a shot by the Wagon. That is a good player in front. Maybe you know this clan and this player, but it's a bit of a desperate shot, because as you can see in the minimap, we have completely surrounded them, and they are in a very difficult position. And now I'm gonna focus this 100 because it's very low HP, and in this position you see hull down. It just can't do nothing because it can't. It's very slow. It can't turn the turret in two directions at the same time, and he has to choose. And choosing me is gonna allow my teammate to finish him. I see the Leopard at the right, very important. He's pushing far right, so I decided to go in the same way in order to focus this Wagon that is a bit alone. And this is a danger for our team because you know this tank is OP in the good position. And as you can see, he's getting focused, he's getting wrecked, he angles a bit, and boom, the Wagon is gone. And now we almost won this one. So again, hull down. I just had to stay a bit safe because the 183 gun is a very huge gun, so he can't penetrate me in the turrets if he has a bit of luck or if the RNG is with him. And other things you saw, I put it HE to finish this 183. So even with a small gun like the M48 Patton, you can use HE to finish some guns. Don't forget that. And for now, we are winning at 5 versus 2, soon 6-2. So yeah, now 6-2. So now is the last one. I bounced this one. I'm gonna take one shot, but I'm gonna be able to put another one. Is now one shot for me, so I don't care about my hit points because the game is already won. So I tried the side scraping, I took the shot, and I finished it. So this is pretty much the gameplay you have to make to really perform well with this tank. As I told you, this is another class 1, not a lot of damage, some kills, but more than that, it's really like the fact that you surround the enemies and you really crossfire them. That makes your team that makes you win this game, because that makes your team very easy shots on the enemy team. So for this game, that was it. And now we're gonna pass in the last part of this review. The last part of this review, so kind of a resume of a general resume of this review. So to finish this tank, a beast in hull down, using gun depression. Mobility is okay, but not the best one. You got a very strong armor in the turret, not armor whatsoever in other parts, not on the side, not on the rear, and not on the hull. So hull down, depression, crossfire, spotting, and this is pretty much everything. This is pretty much everything on this one. I'll let you see this very nice camo. I think all the legendary camos are like way better than the last ones. That for me they're a bit I'm gonna be honest, they're a bit shit, because I think they did it in like 5 minutes. I think they should like do more like legendary camouflage, like the old ones, you know, the highest 7, the E100, or this one. I hope you guys really like this video. Don't hesitate to tell me what do you think. don't hesitate to like, subscribe, you know, all the stuff, and give me some comments. What do you think I could do better? What do you think? What do you like? What did you don't like? So tell me everything, guys. If you have some ideas for the next review, I'm not promising that I'm gonna do the tanks you tell me, but I'm gonna take it into consideration for the next videos. And so that's it. Remember for the last thing that the mediums, because I see a lot of lights and mediums, very very bad played in my team or the enemy team, and it's making us or the other team losing very very quick. In a lot of games, it's mediums and light tanks are the worst play tanks, I have to say. So guys, you are here to spot, you are here to surround, you are not here to be in front of the EVs or in the TDs. Maybe you can have you can go in front of other mediums or lights if you need to take one position, but you are here to spot in first to spot, to be the view of your team, and to really make the big guns turn around in order to make it easy for your team to get easy shots. So here we are. I hope you like, guys. Tell me everything, and I wish you a very very good day or a very very good evening, depending of the moment you are watching this. And I hope we are meeting very soon on the battlefield, on my side or not. And I see you soon, and bye bye. So
what? Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't hurt me. Sorry.
So guys, one last thing I was about to forget. So this is my new way to do the review. So it's way more longer. I try to enter way more in the details. You will tell me what do you think about that. I try to be more like specific on every characteristic in order to give the most information I can about the tanks and a really complete review.